My rider's block, it might have stopped with a view. When your road change, people ain't true. But you again.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Edges, and welcome to the Blacks on Bikes podcast, episode number 10. And today I have with me pretty cool guy. We're going to get into some group sets and some of those good things. Okay, today I have with me Mr. Innis Looby out in Looby. Out in Cali, baby. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just trying to enjoy the weather while I'm in this spot.
I got you, brother. So, how long you been back from the UK?
Coming up on 2 months. With 2 months, I'd have been here. So yeah.
Okay, all right, brother. Well, welcome back to the U.S. All right. This is you. This is you coming back to U.S., right? This is not like the first time at the U.S., right? In the U.S., right?
I was there a couple of years ago just for like a brief visit, but prior to that, I was in Northern Cali, like in the Bay Area, for probably almost 20 years, because I was there racing for like a good 10 years, and then I lived for about 12 years, yeah. Okay. And I lived there for a bit after I got married and stuff.
Oh, cool, bro. Where you originally from?
I'm from a little island called Bermuda. It's just like off of the coast of the East Coast. The closest point is North Carolina. Probably about 700 miles, 200-mile flight. 2-hour flight.
Okay.
It's like a 2-hour flight, So I got to visit the U.S. quite a bit when I was growing up.
Gotcha. Now, you're actually the first person I met from Bermuda. I mean, I'm familiar with it, of course, being in the military and Navy. Of course, I know a lot of geographic areas, but I just you're the first person I've actually met from Bermuda.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. All right. So the all-important question starting out is, one, actually, I'm going to go back and digress a little bit. What's like the difference in like the cycling scene in the U.S. versus the U.K.? Can you kind of expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, the cycling scene in the U.K., it's good, it's strong, but it's made a little bit difficult. If you can imagine just like being in New York City or Los Angeles, where either the whole time, everywhere you ride, that's what the traffic's like. That's how aggressive, the traffic is. Whereas being in Cali, you can actually, or being in New York, you can actually leave the city, go out into the country, and, be in some pretty nice area. But that doesn't happen in the UK, man. Even when you get out of the city, man, the drivers are still pretty aggressive. So,
Wow.
So that's like the major difference, just being able to just go in some far out places and just, be able to just ride the bike and beast, so.
I got you. And I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, but they use cycling more on a day-to-day transportation type basis more so than over here. Am I correct?
As of recently, I think maybe like the last 5 years, like the commuting scene has gotten really big over there. It's gotten big and quickly, almost too quickly. So.
It's almost too quick. And you guys, they probably have like more accommodations, I'm sure, for cyclists, whether it's casual cyclists.
No, not really. What I mean when I say gotten too big too quickly is that a lot of people, because the subways are crowded, the public buses are crowded, the traffic is really crowded. So then they started making these bike lanes and, try to promote commute on your bike. So basically, a lot of people who were on the trains and on these buses literally just went into the bike stores and bought a bike. And they probably hadn't ridden a bike since they were like 3 or 4 or 5, a youngster. Okay. So they have no awareness of like rules of the road and stuff and courtesy, and literally ride the bikes like that, like on the sidewalk. So a lot of them have. That makes it really. It's really sketchy. It's really in some spots it's dangerous, and but yeah, it's crowded. The bikes are just the commuting scene is just as crowded as the cars, So yeah, I can show you pictures. I can show you pictures or a video of you come to a stop sign and there's like 100 bikes, coming up at the stop sign, and that's regularly every morning. So, and half of those riders are pretty aggressive as well, too.
Wow. So, and that's something I couldn't even imagine even seeing like a morning traffic of cyclists. So that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people that decided to, ride a bike into work in London, especially. So yeah.
Cool. All right. So now, like I said, get back to the question. How did you get into cycling?
Man, I was born on a bike, man. I mean, I literally have pictures of before I can walk. My grandparents bought me this tricycle with this wagon on it, and I wasn't really walking that well, walking yet, but I was on that. I have pictures of me on it. You can see how little I was and stuff, and yeah, man, I was doing my thing from early, man. The addiction came early.
Wow. When did you get your first road bike?
When I was 10 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah, man, you started early, man. Wow.
Yeah, and I was riding to school every day. I was not just riding to school. I was riding to Cub Scouts. I was riding to church. I was any to the supermarket, whatever it was. I was riding my bike, man. So yeah.
So were the kids, back? This was in Bermuda, correct? When you started riding?
Yeah.
So were the kids back then? Were they like, since you had a road bike? Were you like the cool guy that had the road bike, or nobody really kind of knew what it was, wasn't really into it yet?
Man, everyone else had like different types of bikes, like the choppers. Like I don't know if you remember the chopper.
Yeah.
Everyone had those style bikes, and I wanted one of those style bikes. But it was funny that I would ride to school, and the traffic in Bermuda is only 20 miles per hour, the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
And I, 10, 12 years old, I was racing the traffic, trying to keep up with cars getting to school and stuff. Not knowing that I was, preparing myself for whatever, but I was just having fun. I was just seeing how fast I could go. So on the first 15-speed bike that came out in Huffy, I remember that commercial when Huffy came out with the 15-speed bike, man. And I think 7-Eleven, the team, U.S. cycling team, was promoting it. And I got that bike, man. I was like, I had speed bike, man. I had, so.
Yeah, I got you. You the man then, huh?
Yeah, I felt like, dude, I was racing the traffic, trying to keep up with the cars and, all sorts, man. So, but yeah, I rode that bike into the ground. It was too big for me, but I still rode it like it was, But yeah.
Right. All right. So, what the hell made you transition? Well, not necessarily transition, but what sparked your interest in the mechanic side of cycling?
Well, I think I've always been a tinkerer. I've always gotten in trouble, like most boys, taking stuff apart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, I remember I was cleaning the wheels and stuff, and I had the guys who had the motorbikes. I remember seeing my uncle's motorbike, and he had chrome spokes. And I was like, man, I want my spokes to shine like that. So I literally took the wheel apart, took all the spokes out, and literally was scrubbing them and buffing them almost with sandpaper or something pretty hard to get them to shine. And I actually got them to shine. And then I looked at a motorbike wheel and put it back together. I made quite a few mistakes, but I got it back together and it still worked. So that was my beginning. I think I was about 11, So yeah, man, I did some stuff, man.
Wow, man, that's awesome. But you know what? That sounds like me, man. Cause I'm a tinkerer too myself, man. I like working with my hands. Even though I like tech, but I still like working with my hands because it kind of keeps me grounded too. Yeah.
I think it's in all of us, man.
Yeah. Well, to a certain degree, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a question for you. I'm actually interested in some of these answers on these group sets because you have a unique perspective. Because you've been in the UK and you've also been here in the US too as well. But in your opinion, now I know that everybody has their I guess their favorite group set or whichever group set which works best for them. But in your opinion, what is the best group set out there as far as brand?
That's the best, man. The best. I can't even answer that. There's definitely a most popular. There's definitely a most sold. Most widely used.
When it comes to
most sold or widely used.
Well, when it comes to I was watching a video actually today, but a guy was just telling me the difference between say Campy. He was just all of them are good, but he said with the Campy, when you shift, it's you can just kind of feel the center, the difference between I guess a BMW or versus an American vehicle, when you're with your shifting, it's more precise or something like that. Is that true?
But what they say about Campy is that. What they say about Shimano, it actually, you get it. When you get it, it works beautiful. But Shimano, it wears out basically to it'll get to a point where it doesn't work that great anymore. It's sloppy, the shifting is, not on point. But obviously the electronic, the Di2 is a completely different category. But the Campanello, that has a history of it actually wears in. So when you get it, the shifter will be sort of a little stiff, hard to move. But then as it gets older, it actually works better and better. And what I like about Campy is that you can actually repair the shifters. Once the Shimano shifter goes, once the SRAM shifter goes, you have to send it back for warranty. If the warranty, that's it. You got to buy a new one. So, I mean, that's just a preference. I mean, I can fix my shifter. So that's why I like the shifters. And most people's not going to go through those extremes. They're just going to buy a new one. We're in a throwaway society, so no one wants to fix anything no more.
Yeah, and let me ask you this though. I was watching trying to get my knowledge up. This was last week sometime, before we hadn't even talked. But I noticed that there was a shop owner who decided not to sell Campies because he said that, and I don't know how old the video was. I didn't pay attention to whether it was last year, 6 months, or 5 years ago. Well, actually about 3 years ago, because it didn't look like it was that old though. But he was saying that the Campies, he had to be certified in order to work on those. Is that correct or no?
Yeah, you do. Having a certification is a definite plus. What it is just because I've been using the Campy for so long, so it's not really an issue to me. I just keep up with all of the changes and stuff. But if you're new to it, getting a certification is going to be ideal.
Well, let me kind of rephrase, because like I said, I know it doesn't matter if it's your bike and you decide you want to work on it. I don't guess that voids the warranty. I could be wrong, but like I said, he was a shop owner, so in order to be able to service them, without getting into the kind of legal aspects and anything like that, he was saying that you had to be certified in order to work on the Campies. Like I said, I don't know, but like I said, I ran across that video. I'll probably go back through my history and see if I can find it, maybe shoot it to you and show it to you. So he decided to go back down to, did he go to Shimano? Yeah, I think he went back to Shimano versus the SRAM.
Okay. I mean, yeah, a lot of shop owners do that because, like you said, because especially in the States, it's a lot stricter in the States, where as in the UK, I could be in any shop, and once people knew that, he knows Campy, they just came in and brought it to me and or whatever, and and most of those customers will actually come to the store looking for me, so it wasn't a matter of being certified, but here it's a bit different because I've seen that. I know what you're talking about. They actually have it's like going to a BMW, a certified BMW dealer. So because Campy is an elite, like upmarket type brand, where most of the stuff is pretty pricey, but it is pretty nice as well. So so they try to sell the that upmarket BMW type sales with it. You get in Campanello like Ferrari type stuff, so you want Ferrari type service, basically. So that's what it comes down to.
Gotcha. Awesome, brother. All right. So, what about SRAM? Am I pronouncing that right? SRAM or SRAM? Which is it?
SRAM.
SRAM. Okay. How's that versus Shimano? Like I said, I know it's different. We're gonna stick more towards the just the mechanical group sets versus the electronic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it works good. It works good. I mean, I've used it, like not in a race or long rides, but I've gotten to test it out and on short rides, and it's usable. It's user friendly. All the group sets are user friendly. So I mean, they're okay. They do what they got to do.
Right. So it's just really gonna come down to kind of, I guess, personal preference, having a chance to ride on different ones, kind of see which ones you like.
I would definitely tell people to do that. Go in, try it and see what you like, man. Don't just because I'm a campy man. I've been around since for quite some time. So
right.
I'm a bit old school. So which is the reason why I'm more to go with tradition. So I'm like Campanella. So and I like it. I like its style, its colors. I like everything it brings. So, but, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I have Bianchi. So I was looking at SRAM, and I was looking at their wheel sets as well, as far as like the zips, and then with the Campys, I was looking at the bore wheels and the Campy shifters and stuff like that. And I know that I like the look of the Italian versus the other American versus the Asians and stuff like that. So I just so I'm with you on that, on the look and the style and the feel. So
it's almost wrong to put like anything other than Campanella on a Bianchi, because the Bianchi is like almost the oldest bike company in history, and they've always had Campanella. So it's like it's just a classic model, brand, and style. So when I see other like components on a Bianchi, it's like but it is what it is. It's what they do today. So.
Yeah, and I don't have. Believe it or not, I've never even ridden Campy. So, but that is my goal, to go and try them out. And been a market for another bike here pretty soon. So, hopefully, I can get a Campy group set and upgrade.
One thing I do, I'm gonna give away a little secret, a little race day secret, particularly to the climbers, that I'm Campanella or even Shimano over SRAM, even though it works really nice. When you get to the top of your gears in the Shimano and the Campanella, like that last gear, like you're climbing and you want an easier gear, and you click over, that's it. The shifter doesn't. It'll stop. Like it won't let you shift even though you try to shift. But the SRAM has a telltale sign. And I used to really like it. I knew when guys were in trouble, when they were suffering, basically it gets up to the top, but it still clicks, and it clicks back. And it would go click, click, click. And that lets you know that it's in the top gear, it's not going no more. And, that guy or girl is begging, he's trying to find more gears. He's in trouble. And then you can like, okay, dude, I'm going to just up the tempo just a little bit because I know you are in trouble. So that's like one thing you learn really quickly about SRAM. And so we know when you're in trouble, you're suffering. So.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I got this image of like I'm sure you know who Scooby-Doo is, but as soon as you hear those gears, it's like, huh? Like, okay, you're in trouble now, but it's on now.
They're popping. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool, man. So I'll tell you, any more, because I don't get a chance to talk to any racers too much. I know the last one I think that was a pretty serious race at the time was the Wayne, of course. So any other race tips you got out there for some of the guys that are that race or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, well, I want to just make a comment about like when I post something on Black Cyclists or Black Cyclists United or whatever group it might be. I'm normally when I'm posting stuff, I'm only advising I'm not saying this is what you need to do, this is what you should do, this is the only thing to do. It's just advice, It's just like, just a heads up, this might help you out. Because like some people, like, you give them, just some advice, and then they're like talking back to you, like, this and that, and I tried this and that. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's cool. I get that. That's not the subject matter. I'm just trying to help out a few people on just this point at the minute. So, and like the last post I put up, man, it just went like 55, 60 comments, and people just all over the place. I got this, I do that, I do this, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Not trying to knock nobody, but I'm just like, you make it more complicated for that person who just needs the information you gave them. And now they have a crap load of information that, like, what am I going to do with all this information? It's like information overload. So.
Well, you know what? I'm going to speak to that, and I'm going to actually take the heat. I'm going to take the heat for this. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Guys, let's keep this cycling fun. And be aware that some people may not be at the same level that you are, and that sometimes giving out too much information, too much broad information, instead of addressing a specific question, can actually confuse, overwhelm, and deter a new cyclist, or even an intermediate cyclist, or even sometimes even a professional recreational cyclist. So let's just be mindful, man, in the community, man, to work together, think about things before we respond to them off of emotions. All right. So I just want to put that out there. And yes, I said it. Now I'll take the heat for it. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, the music in the background, man, is like got them salsa classes going on next door.
Oh no, you are good. You good, baby. Good. You good. You good.
Okay.
Good to go. Yeah. All right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wanted to say that, and that obviously I'm in LA now. I'm in the thing, and a couple people have asked me, like, because we're doing this major motion special in the shop right now. It's like $150 service for $90, $95, and people, well, what is that? What does that entail? Literally, a full service, full service, or whatever, elite service is a complete strip of the bike, decrease all of the parts. And a lot of people who have been riding the bikes for like the whole year and not really had a service, more than often they're going to need to get the chain and cassette replaced. So it's just like whatever parts need to be replaced, and then if not, it's just a deep clean, check all the bearings, headset, bottom bracket, hydraulic brakes, pump them back up, replace the pads if they need to be. So basically, I go in, you get a pro service. It's not like no in and out, bish, bash, brush, okay, give me a $90, check you later. Nah, I sort you out, I make sure you're good. And the thing is, I wish I could do that for most of the people that's in the group, but everyone's spread all over the place. But so, I mean, so.
But man, that's an amazing deal, bro. That's I mean, I paid over here in Georgia, man. I paid $120 for basically just a grease lube and a bicycle wash. Definitely not entire service like you're talking about. That's crazy.
Well, that's the service that we do in London anyway. So, and it's usually like $120 for that service. So about $150 US.
Yeah.
And but that's like it's a 3 to 4 hour service. I mean, we go in on the bike. I mean, we leave no stone unturned. So your bike really gets looked after. So I got Donnie's bike. I got a couple major motion people's bikes in. So like, I'm sort of busy-ish at the moment right now. So which is good.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I think she gave you a shout out for. Talk about. I don't know if you do this or just something that she said, but talk about. She said something about mobile service or something like that. I don't know if you just did that or if that's something you offer, but you can talk about it a little bit.
Well, it's not something we really offer. It depends on the customer. It's like, obviously we're a new shop and we're going to do what we need to get the business in the shop. And like, it's like, Donnie's got 4 bikes. Why are we going to say no to her? That's just crazy. That's just, cutting off your nose to spite your face. So, and if there's other customers, even if they have like one bike and they call us and like, what's up? I explain the circumstances. And if it's circumstances like we understand, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. Maybe if I'll go there and get an Uber with the bike or something. I'll do what I have to do to get the people's bike here and, get it sorted out. So.
I got you. Like I said, I just want you to have a chance to tell, talk about your service and stuff like that, because I know you do really good work.
Yeah. So the other thing is do like what I noticed, because everyone's buying carbon wheels and stuff and that. But I still do wheel builds. And the other thing too is like even if they're carbon disc wheels, if you want carbon disc wheels built, you can build them as well too. So don't matter what the wheel is. And that's like a service that's not offered anymore, like the custom wheel. So, and it comes in a little cheaper than buying it off the shelf when you get a custom wheel, so custom built wheel. So,
okay. Well, do this, man. Go ahead real quick and just kind of go through a list so that the listeners will know what type of services that you offer, and to tell them what city and and I guess phone number, whatever you want to give out to them. So we'll go with services that you offer first, and then we'll go with how they can find and locate and contact. All right?
Yeah. So basically, like the one nice thing about my shop. First, let me tell you about Ride On Bike Shop. It's a co-op. It's in the Mert Park, and we're a community shop. And the other thing that we're working on is youth development cycling team, which we hope to launch in the new year. So we focus on minorities, and I don't know if many people have heard of Sean Bahati and Justin Williams. Those guys have both gone on to become like national criterium champions of the United States.
Right.
So and they started in the development program that we have here. So that's what the shop is doing. We're trying
that's awesome, brother.
We're trying to bring the youth into the sport, and then getting into the services.
What is the age group for the youth services right now?
The youth, it's like high school, like leaving elementary into high school. Mid elementary. Where they can make tactical decisions and stuff and be given advice. So yeah.
Okay. So around about 14, somewhere off in there.
Yeah, maybe 12. 13. Some as young as 12. So yeah, they're pretty eager around that age. So it's good to go. They absorb a lot. So.
Okay. Great, bro.
So, yeah. So the services that we offer, I'm gonna put this out there. As I may be wrong, but what I find is in a lot of shops, a lot of mechanics only work on certain bikes. They only work on nicer road bikes or just road bikes or road bikes and mountain bikes. Because of my background, because of where I started, it doesn't matter what type of bike you have. It can be a Dutch bike, a tandem, a coaster brake, a BMX, a kid's bike, and it'll get the same attention as the $10,000 Pinarello. So
awesome,
I mean,
awesome.
Yeah, because to me, everybody, it don't matter what their bike looks like. Even the guys on the single speeds, they want to ride the bike. They basically want to get from A to B as smooth as they can. So that is my goal. It doesn't matter what type of bike you have, and like I said, because of my background and how the way I was trained coming up, I can work on just about anything. You bring me a coaster brake that needs to be fixed, I can pull it apart and go in it and get that bad boy working smooth again. So so yeah, and that's what I offer. But we offer services from everything from brake services to wheel truing to puncture repairs to tune-up services, bike building services. So we offer all the services that bike shops offer, and our prices are very competitive. We aren't, obviously we're new, so we're not trying to undercut anybody.
Right.
We'll keep the prices at the market. That's not the right word, but at whatever the pricing is at the rest of the stores and stuff. So competitive. So. Well, yeah.
Man, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome, man. And I'm excited for you, man. I definitely wish you guys the best, bro. And anything I can do to help you guys out, man, I've been more than willing to help you out, man.
It's a good buzz, man. There's a good buzz about the store, man. It feels beautiful, man. You know, this is the thing, man. I've never been in this position, and it's really weird being in a shop like this owned by black people, and basically the owner he's not like where I've been in the other shops where it's been, and I'm just gonna say it, been, you know, that has been white owned and stuff, and they see my knowledge and my information, and they take the knowledge and information, but I don't get the chance to be rewarded for it and advance inside of that bike shop. And it's happened more than a few times. But these guys like Damon and Ade, they're like right there, Innis, what's your opinion? You know, I mean, and they're like, you know, well, whatever you say, this is what we're going to do, and this is going to affect you and how you get paid. And, you know, so, you know, they're bringing me along and they're including me in the building of this shop so that when it gets to that place, I won't just be a mechanic. I'll actually be somebody who's like, you know, involved in the shop and the process of the shop, and, you know, have a stake in the shop basically. So, and it feels good, man. It's a really, we got the world stage on the world stage next door. I don't know if you've heard that. It's like a really popular jazz spot, you know, on one side, and then next to that we got this bookstore. Dude, it's a black bookstore. Every person you can think of, and it's a big store as well. So the whole area is community orientated. It's just that type of area.
Wow, man, that's like a dream, brother.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, man. It's just like it's a buzz, and it's like really rolling forward, and like to be here in this shop right now, it's just like, man, dude, you complained in London for 20 years, and you, like, you know, back in Bermuda, and like, you know, people not listening, and it's like all of that time was like, dude, you know, somebody was saying, just wait, and now here it is. So this is what the waiting was for. So it's a matter of just taking this moment and making this moment, you know, my success. So that's the goal.
God, man, I got chills on my arms right now, man, because I know that, man, I can just only imagine that feeling, bro. I mean, seriously, that sense of community and sense of camaraderie, man, and sincerely want to see everybody succeed like that, man. I just, man, I envy you a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's been like a long time just waiting, just to be in that space, like, and then you get in that space, and then you need to, you know, respect it and just go with the flow. Don't try to crush it or, you know, push it faster than it should go, and just let it happen as it's supposed to happen, which is what I'm doing. So.
Wow, man, that's great. I didn't know all of that, man. I didn't even know that you was in the, you know, I follow you a little bit, and we've talked a couple of times, but I didn't know that you were in the black-owned shop, man. Golly, I seen that post about the world stage, but of course I didn't know that it was, you know, you guys had all that synergy right there together, man. That's awesome, brother. Golly, man.
Every day, man, you go outside, there's guys outside across the street drumming, like Cuban guys on the back of the store. I go to the back door, there's Cuban guys in the parking lot over there practicing on their drums, and then I go to the other side on the front, there's some African guys over there practicing the drumming, or they're making some mask or something, and then 2 days ago there was a high school band, they were practicing in the parking lot. I mean, it's just like, and what's nice is, the police are not a nuisance, but they patrol the area regularly because they can see what it's turning into and to protect what it's turning into. So the community police is really high, so it keeps the area, you know, quite user friendly, and people feel safe, so they can, you know, and we have all types of people as well. We don't have just, you know, black people. We have white people. We have other ethnicities coming in the area and sharing in the experience. So. It's pretty good like that. Pretty cool. So.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I still got those goosebumps, man. That's awesome, man. I wish I could get a chance to experience that. I have to come out there one day. What city you in?
We're in Los Angeles.
You're in Los Angeles, you're in LA. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've been to San Diego, but I haven't had a chance to make it to LA yet.
Yeah, the shop is what is it? It's called Ride On. It's 4319 Beginning Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. We right off of Crenshaw. So,
Okay. Hey, is there? I'm not sure if this is in your area, but is that the place where that the first African American female owns that grocery store? Is that in Crenshaw or Compton, somewhere out there?
It might be, but I think that might be Compton. So yeah, I think that might be Compton. So I saw the post. I remember seeing that post. So.
Oh, okay. All right, brother. So two more questions, really quick, and I ain't gonna hold you up. What piece of advice do you have for beginner and intermediate cyclists when it comes to picking your bicycle and just getting started?
Well, the hardest thing that for anybody getting started is not listening to what their friends or people around them or cycling community saying. Like someone will post on Black Cyclists, yeah, I'm just getting started, and then people start posting like dogmas and stuff, and you have to look at your pocket and visually and be smart and say, okay, if you want to wait and save money, fine, wait and save money, but usually it's better to just go with what your pocket can afford at the time, because more times than often your pocket will match your ability. So as your ability grows, as you get better, then you can advance your bike and your machine rather than just getting the best bike or whatever, and then thinking you're going to go faster, you're going to have the nicest experience, and which is not necessarily the case, So it's nice to have nice stuff, but I think it's nicer to be able to move along, and then as you move along, learn about what you have. So you're not just a cyclist, but you're an informed cyclist. So which we don't have much of. People just, like I said, it's a throwaway society. So people don't keep bikes anymore. They either sell them or get rid of them or give them away or even throw them away. So. That's just how people are today, man. So yeah.
All right, brother. Cool. Next question. What do you have in your playlist? I'm really curious to hear about this as far as your music.
Man, my music is all over the place. It's from Kendrick Lamar to Jay-Z to some acid jazz. Like if I'm doing the kitchen at home and we're cleaning up, I jump on the acid jazz and listen to that. If I'm getting ready to go somewhere and like sort of buzzing around, I put some like deep house on, some deep like Chicago, Tony Humphries type house music, because that's what I did in college, man. So, but and then like the hip hop, the old school, I was like right there in the beginning when it started with them. So I mean that the hip hop is like, man, that's foundation for me. So it's a bit hard to listen to the music or what they call it rap or hip hop today. So but yeah, I mean, yeah, man, my I would say my music tastes are pretty broad. I can pretty much listen to anything. I can get in the car with my Caucasian brother, and he can put the Daft Punk on or the what's it called, green or whatever, and I jam with him. Like that was for me it's just a beat. It's more the beat. And I know that regardless of what type of music it is, it has an African foundation. So that beat and that whatever, that boom, 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 boom has an African foundation. So no matter what it is, I can get down with it because I know where it comes from.
Gotcha. Did you ever listen to any Butu Banton?
Butu Banton?
Butu Banton, yeah. Did you ever listen to any of that?
Yeah, reggae. I mean, that's like a big part. I didn't even mention that. The reggae music, that's a big part of growing up. Like, so the reggae, the dancehall, the lovers rock, Yeah.
I used to
man.
rock with him a little bit back in the day.
Yep, there you go, man. I don't discriminate, though. I mean, I spent some time in the nightclub as well, in the booth as well. So, yeah, man, the music, you gotta be nowadays, man. It's just you limit yourself, man. You limit yourself. You put yourself in a box.
Yep. That's one thing I do not like. I don't like boxes, and I don't like being bored.
There you go.
All right, one question I did want to ask. Last two questions. Clinchers versus tubeless. What's your thoughts on that? And the aluminum carbon wheels. You know, I forgot the name. I can't say the where it had both aluminum and carbon. So first go with give us your thoughts on tubeless versus clinchers, and then we'll do the carbon and aluminum.
Okay, so tubeless, as in the ones that don't stick on, not the ones you glued on.
Right, correct.
The ones you glue on, that's what you want to do on?
No, not the ones you glue on, the other ones.
Okay. Clinchers, I'm going to go with clinchers all day. On race day, maybe the tubeless on race day. But that's, because if you got a puncher either way on race day, no matter what, puncher's a puncher, you're screwed. But every day I would roll it for clinchers. It's a little heavier. I use trouble tires, a lot more reliable. And you can. My main focus is getting from A to B. I don't need to be stopping to, fix no flat tires. And then you get a flat with a tubeless. That's a whole nother ball game there. Getting that bad boy back inflated and stuff. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
And the other one is aluminum wheel and a carbon wheel rim. I've seen a guy who done a lot of research on the carbon wheels, and I'm not a fan of the carbon, especially the braking surface. If you got disc brakes on your carbon rims, fine, because now you're not affecting the surface of the carbon, because the carbon is, most people, like I'm in Cali now, so we descend a lot.
Right.
And that braking surface is going to heat up a lot. There are guys that actually use the rims and stuff, and they get on fine and stuff. But with knowing what I know, that the maximum temperature is like 100 and something, and 20 degrees, 160 degrees, and once they reach that, then they start working inefficiently. And then also, they don't work as nice, and then the rim starts to warp and stuff. And this guy who's an expert said clincher carbon rims are probably the worst invention that they could have done for wheels. That's why they're pushing he says that's why they're pushing everyone towards disc brakes, so that they can make better carbon rims, so that don't require so much, braking surface and stuff. Require braking surface so the wheel actually lasts. So, but the other day, I think, and I went right with Rashawn Bahati on his ride, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Rashawn said, and I had been down the descent, so I knew it, but he said to the other guys, there's about 15 of us, he said, this is a really technical descent. If you haven't been down it before, take your time. Me, Rashawn, and then the next guy, he was leading the way, we literally distanced everybody. Like, we just like went kapoof. And we went, because we all knew the descent, but at the speed and the rate we went down, if I had carbon rims on there, I wouldn't have descended like that. No way. Because you
stand the risk of like say you lose your stopping power, and potentially you could disintegrate.
Overheating the rim and all types of stuff. I think we descended for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And we put 3 minutes in the guys that were behind us. So, that's it. I need to post that, because I actually have it on video, but it was pretty insane. We went down that descent pretty fast. And then I was still up on the guy, like, the dude in my way. I wanted to pass him, but Rashawn was like, just chill. So, but yeah.
Yeah, man, you need to post that, bro. I want to see that, man. I want to see that myself.
Yeah. So, I need to, because I've been trying to put together a video since I've been there and stuff. So, and the days are pretty long here, busy-wise, like bike shopping and stuff at home, so I haven't had a chance to really, get it, stuff together that I would like to, so. But I will get it together, so.
What kind of camera are you using right now currently?
I got the Session 4 GoPro, the little ones that they were using in the Tour de France, so you can't even see them, like they're under the seat. One's under the seat in the back, and one's under the handlebar in the front. Like they're really small, they really come back, and then it's really cool. That's why I like because they're nice and small, square, don't need a case, they're waterproof, and they're real good.
Yeah. And they're actually really easy to use. It's just point and shoot. It doesn't have all of the Yeah, so it's kind of like point and shoot.
So, what I like is it deters motorists as well too, because if you got like an angry motorist and stuff, and then you just like, okay, I'm turning my camera on. As soon as they see that red light stop blinking, they literally change their, like, not all motorists. I mean, you get 95% of motorists just totally like they don't want to be on camera, so they just totally switch off. Like, so.
Yeah, but it's a deterrent, so I got it. Yeah, it's a deterrent. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Cool, bro. There was one other thing. I know I said two more things, but there was one other thing that just crossed my mind. What was I going to ask? Oh, yeah, last thing. Definitely last thing. Strava versus, digress a little bit. I seen a post where someone was saying, someone was saying that their subscription to Strava is just about up, so they were considering the Garmin Connect because Garmin Connect has upped their game. Now, what they meant by that, I haven't had a chance to research and see. So, what's your input on Strava versus Garmin Connect?
Well, Garmin Connect has always been on point. They have everything that Strava has, everything, and then they have some things that Strava don't have as well. They have all of the features. So if people are wondering, like, it's not on there, that's not. Everything that you can do on Strava is on Garmin Connect. Strava is the social hub. So that's what Strava has it. It's the social hub. So
Gotcha.
And that's why everyone's there. It's a lot cleaner looking. I find Strava a lot nicer to look at rather than the Garmin Connect. The Garmin Connect has a lot of information on it, and when you go to the page, you can see all that information, and then you look and you're like, well, where do I start?
Yeah, exactly.
So
they need to work on the user-friendly ability of the Garmin Connect needs to be a little bit better.
Yeah. But by far, the Garmin Connect, it's on par. It's running. If it's a 100-meter race, it's like two same boats running. They're running that Connect. So it ain't no one better than the other.
Gotcha. What's the premium for Strava or Garmin Connect? Do you know what the premium for either one of those?
I don't even think there's a premium for. I'm not even sure about Garmin Connect, but I know there's a premium for Strava, which I haven't renewed mine back yet. So,
okay.
But yeah.
I'm on Strava, but I've never used it. I haven't used the premium. I know some guys have used the premium, but I've never used it. So
you're not missing nothing. You're not missing nothing by nothing. It's your choice. If you want to spend that $4 or $5, it's like you give it to these people. It's your choice, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, some people it's a nice to have, and some people who are actually training or actually going like semi-pro or pro, whatever the case may be, that may be something that's really good for them. But
I know the pros are on Strava now, man. They got actually pros. No, it's Swift. Sorry, that's Swift. That's a whole different thing. I was thinking of Swift. Sorry, no. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, brother. All right. So lastly, man, give us your Facebook, where we can reach your Facebook, and then give us the number and address again out there so people can find you and reach you. All right.
Okay. Well, like you can. I'm at Ride On. It's the Ride On Bike Shop Co-op. Ride On Shop Bike Co-op. That's say it again. Ride On Shop Bike Co-op. And it's Ride On Co-op on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And it's rideonbikeshop.com. That's rideonbikeshop.com. And the number for the shop is 323-903-5043. And, so 323-903-5043. And you can check us at info, or shoot us an email, any questions, info@rideonbikeshop.com. So
It is shop with
shop.
singular or shop with plural, with an S?
Shop, singular.
Okay, cool.
So, and then last quick thing I want to say, because you talked something about like a box or being, in a box or, thinking outside the box. This is my thing. It's not mine originally, but the thing is, like, everyone like asks the question, do you think outside the box? Da, 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 da. Well, my response to that, just you need to realize there is no box.
Awesome, bro. Love it. There is no box. You're right.
So don't put yourself in something that's not even. That's what people put themselves in something that's not even there. So.
Wow, man, that's cool. I never even thought of that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool, brother. All right, man. Definitely appreciate you. Yeah, definitely appreciate you, man. I hope everybody. Well, I'm sure everybody got something out of listening to you, brother. And do me a favor, send that information to me, and I'll put it on the in the description on YouTube, and I'll also put it in the description on Facebook too, as well, so people can see it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, man.
All right, appreciate you, brother, and hang tight. And just for 1 second, all right, I want to thank everybody for listening to the Blacks on Bikes podcast, and we will see you again on the next episode.
Yo, 3 times, I'ma say it 3 times.